Mitrom and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps Education Channel and Human Ecology series. This is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy. This is the 44th presentation of Ecology playlist or series of South Asia Maps J. Reddy. Talking about human ecology, human dilemma, difficult situation, predicament, impasse, that is catch-22 position, where 8 billion population of humans today face in the bottleneck century, 21st century, in the post-exuberant era. In this presentation, I am talking about on the planet Earth. This is the planet Earth, only one habitable island in the entire space universe we have. Every day, 250,000 population is added. Today, 250,000 net population. Tomorrow, 250,000. Tomorrow. If we allow this, 250,000 means, imagine there are 360 days in a year. 360 means half it to 180, again half it to become 90. If you adjust it, that is almost 80. 80 million people net addition is happening to the planet Earth. That is a humongous. All your political, social events, the wars, the peace, everything. Your economy, jobs, population pressure cannot be understood if you miss this, the most important point. After this presentation, other presentations I will show you which I have made as a part of human ecology. If you read them, you will get a very broader perspective. You can be considered an intellectual in the social discourses if you can articulate, bring those points to your audience, a person to be listened, appreciated, and brought. So, this is the talk I am going to present today. So, this is, I will go back to the original source where I got. Okay, let's open the original. So, the human ecology, you see here I have shown in the year 2020, it does not matter, is it 2019, 2021. So, 2020, the total birth per day, this is per day. I have blocked out per year here. Per day you have 383. This is 1000 TH. Same year the total deaths per day 162,000. So 383 we rounded up 1000. Then 162, I don't know why I made it 161, does not matter. That is 383 minus 161 becomes 225. Of course, you have to adjust it. I made it broadly. That is 225,000 becomes 0.22 million. Round it up to 0.25 million, a quarter million. So, the broadly that is. Remember, 383 means there are 365 days. Instead of that, you think there are 380 days, almost. And subtract it 161. Then you get 221. So, if you go to that, remember 383, 221. So, this is the website I have gone. You can stop there and look at it. This is the world birth rate. This is the net birth rate, a crude birth rate, right? The per day, we are not a previous discussion I made per year. This is 383. 1000, right? This is the birth rate. The remaining years almost the same, so we zeroed on 2020. That is 383, remember, world birth rate estimate. Then in the same map we see, you go a little bit down, the crude death rate 162. That is 383, 162. That's what essentially I represented here. 380, 161, 162, 221. Let's assume that is 225, 1/4 million population per day. What does this 1/4 million population? It's a tremendous, it's not a small number. That means these countries, the Finland, a Scandinavian country, a Singapore and the Straits of Malacca adjoining Malaysian Peninsula, Borneo and Sumatra, Singapore city-state, Slovakia in Central Europe adjoining to Czech Republic and Germany, former Sudetenland, Costa Rica, that is in Central America, north of Panama, and New Zealand next to Australia, and Ireland. These have around about 5 million people. That means all these 5 countries, you can fill 5 multiplied by 4, 20 days. That means in 20 days you populate each of these country. You can fill the Egypt, that is 100 million people. Divide 100 million by 0.25 million, 400 days. Couple of years back, Egypt used to have 80 million people. That was almost 1 year. I used to say, you are adding Egypt to the planet Earth. Now that 80 million become 100 or 110 or so. That was the most populous country at that time in the East, the Africa. Now the almost equal to its neighbor Abyssinia, that is Ethiopia, and Kong, and so on. Of course, Nigeria has more than 200 million people. I'm talking about round about 80 or 100 million people. That means you can say almost this 400 you round up made it as 365. You can add every year almost 90% of Egypt. This is, I represented the icon, that is 0.25 million per day, today, tomorrow, next day. This is the very important thing. If anybody is talking about the economy, giving the higher standard of index, the human development index, making every country developed country, without mentioning the population, you are missing the most important point. There are no resources in the planet Earth, the oil, the coal, the iron, that are churned into the cars, the laptops, and your computers and your cell phones. The oil, the fossils, the detritus ecosystem products are churned into food also. That is the urea, phosphate, tractors, combiners, all are made from oil. So this is the serious issue you have to consider, and you have to bring your viewpoint to the discourse. Let's go back to that, and again I will show you one important thing that you can understand. So this is the world wordometer. You go to wordometer. Remember, every year you add 80 million. Every day you add 250,000. Let's say we are in the August, right? Round about 8th month or 9th month or so. So far we have added 90,000 people this year, and so far 37 million people passed away. Remember, make this as a 40. 90 million subtract 40, 50 million. Again we have one more quarter, right? So you add 30 more, 80 million. That roughly makes the sense. Remember, today the population, how many births? You remember we have made it round about 380, right? I recorded this, my local time is 11:15, almost midnight, right? So I made it there in my thumbnail presentation about 380 or so. So you have 271,000 birth have happened so far today. How many deaths? Round about 156. We made it 161 there, means within next 45 minutes you will get that one. So this is the very important thing we have to keep in mind, births and deaths. And I have this is my main website, the YouTube channel, and I have made a lot of presentations for your benefit. Mitram and Bandhuam, go to, there are South Asia maps J. Reddy, and there are 30 or so playlists meticulously presented, round about 250 or 60 videos, each one 15 plus minutes, in-depth analysis, high quality presentation, entire concept you will get it. All you need to do is just go there, look at it and listen it, and again listen it. You will get a very fascinating aspect. You need not spend years and years, decades I spent. So I wanted to share that information with you. And if you like the presentation, subscribe them. If you are listening me at share chat site, I really appreciate Mitram and Bandhuam. Please post compliments, comments, criticism, anything you want to say about the presentation and what you want to listen. You can also find me at Twitter side India Maps number 2, that is the handle. And I already made a lot of the presentations before, and this is previously we looked at 80 million population per year, right? That is 43rd. 44th is 0.2 million net population added per day. This one, the first 5 presentations, carrying capacity, taking over, drawing down, and the next 5 presentations, next 5, and we are in the 44th, and you can find all of them in the human ecology bin, the playlist of South Asia maps J. Reddy, and you can look at them, listen them. So these are the important things I presented. Other population related ones. Presentation 15, the 10 times global population doubled from 8 million to 8 billion. 8 million to 8 billion, 8 million to 8 billion. Yeah, that is like you start with 8,000 BC, round about 8 million, double it, 3 doublings, right? Again double it, 64 to 125, that is 125. Again double it, 250, 180. Again double it, 500. So you have 336. Remember, 1500 AD, voyages, discoveries, 500 million people. Next 4 doublings, 1000 million, 2000 million, 4000, 8000. The fascinating global 3 here 4, 10 doublings from start of agriculture to today's industrial agriculture, round about 2025 and so. This is the very important thing. So you will get a very broad, clear aspect. In the next presentation, in the part 16 of our the series, recent 4 doublings I talked very intuitively for you. Remember 1818, the years little bit different, every source course little different. 1818 1 billion, 1919 2 billion, 1974 Nixon demitted office due to Watergate affairs, misdemeanor, round about 74 4 billion, round about now we have 7.8 billion. 2025 you get 8 billion. That means the last 4 global doublings for 16, very interesting. So sorry, this is the different one. Then I talked about the United States itself, the most important country, 330 or 40 million people, Homo colossus, energy prodigals, resource consuming prodigal, extravagant resource consumers. When Lincoln passed away or assassinated 1865, Lincoln assassination, Add 35, that becomes 1900, very easy, right? 35 million people. Homo sapiens, agriculture niches. Now fast forward, Biden will demit office within 1 year or 2 years or so. 2025 or so, there are 350 million Homo colossus. Very, very thing. You have to understand how these events are molding our future on this limited planet Earth. There is a limited niche we have on the planet Earth. Earth cannot eternally host most population, Homo colossus. Part 20 I discussed, we have the 6 continents, 8 billion people. Very easy to remember, 2 continents here. Europe and Africa, 2 continents here. Asia and Australia, 6 continents. We have 1 billion here. Europe and combined with Africa, 2 billion here. India and China, 3 billion. And rest of Asia, 2 billion. We just adjusted to Australia. So 1, 2 is 3, again 3 to 8 billion. Very easy to remember intuitively. And I explained in detail. You can go and look at it. And the previous 43rd, I talked about 80 million net population added per year. This year, next year, it can fill entire Germany in a year. Entire Europe has 750 million people, including 75% of Russia, west of Ural Mountains. You can fill it 7.5 years or almost 8 years. 140 million net births, 60 million net deaths. Net addition 80 million. Of course, the last today's presentation, we looked that is 5.25 million net population is added every year to the planet Earth. This is your presenter, Dr. J. Reddy at South Asia Maps, that will bring you in the iconographic form India-centric history, culture and geography to you. Because I research other areas extensively, I also post other world geography, culture, etc. once a while to my audience. This is the Human Ecology series. That's why I put that icon. And if you want human ecology, directly go to that playlist, that particular bin in the YouTube channel. If you are interested in other aspects of Indology, you can go there. There are nearly 30 playlists, whatever you like. And Mitram and Bandhuvam, I really request to post certain comments whenever you hear me on the share chat sites or anywhere. And I will see you later in other presentations, South Asia Maps.